Hey everyone, welcome back to Already Overbooked. Today's video is going to be an exciting one because I'm going to go through and share my top books of the year so far. I'm going to go through and share with all of you 5 books and 1 novella, and all of these were absolutely incredible reads that I personally could not put down. So whether you're here for the next binge-worthy read or you're looking for a heart-pounding thriller, just sit back, relax, because trust me, you're not going to want to miss this one. All right, first on my list is An Incident Around the House. This book is a psychological thriller with a horror edge, delving into the themes of family, tension, trust, and psychological impact of fear. This book goes through and explores how the unknown can affect relationships and how paranoia can slowly erode trust within a family. So the story revolves around an 8-year-old girl named Bella who has a friend she calls Other Mommy. Other Mommy is an entity who lives in Bella's closet and comes out at night and always asks Bella one question: Can I go into your heart? Bella has constantly said no, but lately, Other Mommy has started to put more pressure onto Bella. This book can take the ordinary and make it terrifying. This book is fantastic and it gradually escalates. Unexplained events paired with the growing paranoia of the characters makes for a tense and gripping read. I highly recommend that you go through and check out Incidents Around the House. Next, we have Empire of the Damned. Now, this is the second book in Jay Kristoff's Empire of the Vampire series, which is a dark, fantasy novel that is filled with gothic horror, intense action, and high stakes drama. This book goes through and explores a lot of different themes, some of them vengeance, redemption, and the nature of power. It's about Gabriel de Leon, who is still trapped and recounting his tragic tale. This story is set in a dark and twisted landscape, and trouble really starts brewing as Gabriel seeks to end the eternal night. The stakes are higher than ever in this book. It is filled with action, amazing combat. It is such a great book. This book really goes through and excels at building tension and delivering jaw dropping moments. This series, in my opinion, is easily stands out in the fantasy genre today. So next we have on my list is The Eye of the Bedlam Bride. This is the sixth installment in Dungeon Crawler Carl series. This is a lit RPG series, so there's a strong focus on game mechanics and leveling up. But beneath that, it explores themes of loyalty, survival, camaraderie, and chaotic game-like world. Now, in this latest installment, Carl and his trusted cat, Princess Donut, they go through and they're continuing their journey. This time, they're facing off against the Bedlam Bride, a terrifying new enemy that we have not seen before. And there's a strong balance in this book between their comedic moments and the intense actions, definitely with new characters and challenges that get layered on into this ever expanding world. Now, for something a little different, we have Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. This book is a gritty thriller with themes of revenge, redemption, and complexity in family relations, especially when it comes to prejudice and regret. The story goes through and follows Ike and Buddy Lee, two ex con fathers who have really little in common other than the fact that both their sons, who were married to each other, were brutally murdered. Both men are individually filled with guilt over their strained relationship with their sons. And what follows is a brutal, heart wrenching quest for justice. The writing is so sharp and brutal, and emotional weight of the story hits so hard. The action scenes are intense, but it's the character work that really shines through in this story. If you have not read it yet, make sure you add this one on your TBR. This one's tough to get through, but there's so much layers within this story. It is a true masterpiece. So before we get to the final book, book number 5, I'm going to bring up the best novella that I read so far this year. I read a bunch of them. I think about 10 to 12 different novellas I went through and read this year. And easily the best one was The Emperor's Soul by Brandon Sanderson. This book is a high fantasy with thought provoking themes of identity, art, and the soul. It is a beautiful philosophical exploration wrapped in a tense, ticking clock narrative. The novella follows Shay, a master forger who can magically rewrite the history of objects, giving them new forms and even new lives. And after being captured, Shay is given an impossible task to forge a new soul for the Emperor who was left brain dead after there was an assassination attempt. So they only have 100 days to complete this feat before the emperor has to come back and talk to their people. So through the story, Shay must navigate the dangerous politics of the empire while also grappling with the ethics of forging a person's soul. I highly recommend. This is a short read, definitely for Sanderson, but the thought provoking you get from this story, I constantly go back and think of this book and what it means from an identity perspective. Like, what makes you you? Fantastic read. Highly, highly recommend you picking up The Emperor's Soul by Brandon Sanderson. All right. The last on the list is The Heroes by the great Joe Abercrombie, which is a grimdark fantasy. So it is brutal, it's dark, it's full of deeply flawed, very fascinating characters. The entire book centers around a 3-day battle between the Norsemen and the Union forces, focusing on different characters from soldiers on the front line to commanders making the tough calls. The battles go through and play out with incredible detail, showing the chaos and destruction from multiple perspectives. This, in my opinion, is one of Joe Abercrombie's best works. If you haven't already, to go through and check out The Heroes by the great Joe Abercrombie. All right. And that's it. Those are my top picks of the year. I hope you found something new to add to your TBR list, or maybe you went through and read some or all of these already. If you have, please let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Also, I would love to hear what your favorite reads were for the year. So if you want to drop those down in the comments as well, I always love adding great books to my TBR. So I want to hear from you. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe. You know what to do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.